Most of you must have walked into an eye hospital or eye care department or clinic where you were told to read this. And you are wondering why you need to read this even at critical stage. Today in this video, I'm going to be teaching you what this is called, why it is important to eye doctors, and how it is being interpreted in a layman's language. This is called a Snellen chart or a visual acuity chart. There are basically two major types used in hospitals, this and this. This is the major one used. Why this is used to examine people, maybe children that cannot really differentiate between A and B. I mean children that don't know A, B, C, D, and also maybe adults that don't know, you understand. Two of them give the same results. These two charts are also the same. The only difference is that this has different letters while this has a particular letter, that's letter E, and it's usually called a tumbling E. Back to what this is used. This chart is very important to eye doctors because they use it to determine how well a patient can see the day he or she walked into the eye care department, and subsequently it is also used to track if there has been an improvement between the first day he or she visited and the subsequent days of his visit. Let's say the first day you visited, what you were able to read or see is this A. The doctor will record this as 6/60, meaning that this test is usually recorded as a fraction. The 6, which is the numerator, indicates the distance between where the patient was seated and where this chart was placed. So in the standard distance used in meters is 6 meters or 20 feet away from where the patient is seated. The 60, which is the denominator, indicates the size of this letter. So when you go into an eye care department and then what you are able to read is this, it is recorded as 660, and that simply means that what a normal eye or an eye without any visual impairment can read 60 meters away, you as an individual, you need to go 6 meters closer to that object before you can see it. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. Now, let's use another example. So let's that day, another patient known as Obioha Obina. Let's say the first day of his visit, he read A-E-T. Sorry, this image is inverted. I don't have a cameraman yet. This is supposed to be A-E-T. Let's say Obioha Obina read A-E-T on the first day of his visit. This will be recorded by the doctor as 636. Remember, I told you that the 6, which is the numerator, is the distance between where the patient is seated and where the chart is placed, while the 36 is the size of this E and T respectively. So reading 636 simply means that what an eye without any visual impairment can see 36 meters away, Obioha Obina needs to go 6 meters closer for him to see that same object. Going down, we have 624. We have, if you can see, is 660. This is 60. This is 636. This is 624. Now going down to this line. This is LNETHOA. This line is the gold standard and it's called the 66 line or the 2020 line. Remember, I said the distance is usually measured either in 6 meters or 20 feet. Now, when you are a patient and you walk in that day and you read up to the 66 line, it means that your vision is okay. From where Obioha Obina read, from here to 624, if you are to be an exam that he sat for, we will give him an F9. This can be an indication of a refractive error or other underlying visual disorder that needs to be checked. While the person that read 66 line, if we are to be an exam that the person sat for, we will give the person an A because the person has read up to the 66 line, which means that if you take this person 60 meters away, this person can see what is 60 meters away. If you also take this person 36 meters away, he can see objects placed 36 meters away. Lastly, are the people that can read from this A to this line, second to the last line known as the 6-5 line, or the last line known as the 6-4 line. These are the people we call the superhumans. These are the people that can look into the future of Nigeria and tell us that by tomorrow I can see that a bag of rice will be 25 and it will actually come to pass, because these are people that their eye can see the future. The major problem of these people is usually asthenopic syndromes like tiredness, pain, tearing, especially when they have done prolonged near work, which can be an indication of their eye overworking or over accommodating. This clinical examination is usually performed one eye separately. So your right eye might see or read only A, which is 660, while your left eye reads AET, which is 636. Most hospitals or eye clinics with smaller space, not equivalent to 6 meters, will tell you to read this through a mirror, and this mirror is usually placed 3 meters away from the chart, where the mirror helps to create an extra 3 meters, which will make it up to 6 meters. That is the standard for this eye examination. Now that I've answered these questions that you have been asking concerning this chart you usually see in eye care departments, you know what to do for me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I am also active on Facebook as Seeing is Living in all the pages I mentioned.